We've seen the comments. Solar in the US is way too expensive, and why are American installers charging so much more? Solar is a high-ticket investment, but the high price tag isn't just installer markup. In this video, I'll break down 5 main factors driving up the cost of solar. I'm Larry Beiler with Paradise Energy Solutions. We've been installing solar for over 16 years. When we first started, solar was $5, $6, or higher per watt. Now it's typically between $1.80 and $3.50 per watt in 2025. But even with that significant decrease, solar continues to be a large investment. And as some of you have been quick to point out, it continues to be more expensive here in the US than other countries. Let's start with one of the biggest drivers of cost here in the US, and that is the cost of the solar equipment itself. There's a couple of reasons for that, but the primary reason is tariffs. So solar panels have been tariffed for many years coming into the US, and now in the last 5 years, solar panels have experienced more tariffs, and now in the last year or so, there's been additional tariffs on racking and inverters and other parts of the system as well. Solar panels here in the US are much more expensive than any other country. In addition, now there's a push for US manufacturing, and there's additional incentives that you can get for US made products, and that's pushing up pricing as well. Next up, the challenging regulations. The US has a fragmented regulatory environment, which makes designing and permitting a system much more complex and time-consuming than what it would have to be. Contractors must track which local jurisdictions, which states, which utilities comply with which code year, and be prepared for changes. One utility can make a change and other utilities might stay the same. So your local installer has to track all of these changes. We've experienced situations where we were not notified of a change ahead of time, and we had to do a costly change order on the back end as a result. In addition, there's a lack of streamlining designs and operations that results from this and makes the cost of the project higher. Another major factor of cost here in the US is just simply the cost of labor. Labor costs in other countries is much cheaper, but in addition, some locations here in the US require specific licensed electricians specific to their area, and some locations have made that licensing difficult. And that reduces the labor pool and again increases costs. Then there's financing. So financing can help more people afford solar, and it can also help people buy down their interest rates and get unsecured financing. However, to get unsecured financing with a low interest rate can increase the cost of your system by as much as 20 to 30% upfront. And finally, what we call the bells and whistles. So percentage incentives, including tax credits, can incentivize customers to add all the bells and whistles that they can into the front-end cost of a project. Now these can include, but they're certainly not limited to, contractor warranties and production guarantees, extended equipment warranties, higher-end, higher-cost equipment, and even something like a longer wire run, where a customer may say, you know what, I don't want to see my ground mount, so I'm going to push it 100 feet farther away from my interconnection point and require a longer trench and larger wire. That customer may decide to do that because they have a percentage tax credit and they can monetize some of the cost of the system into a tax credit. So these items add cost, but I want to note that they also add significant value as well and help reduce the risk of the project. So why does solar cost more in the US? As you've seen, it comes down to a mix of equipment pricing, regulations, labor, financing, and the extra features that many projects include to boost the long-term value. At Paradise Energy, we've helped thousands of people take control of their energy costs with solar, and our team of solar consultants is ready to help you start saving too. Request your free site visit and custom quote using the link in the description below. And if you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe for more honest solar insights and let us know your thoughts or questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.